The topic of angels can be a difficult one. In his theology textbook, Millard Erickson says, "When we come to the discussion of angels, we are entering upon a subject which in some ways is the most unusual and difficult of all of theology. This difficulty has led to many scholars wanting to avoid the topic at all costs. Some even express that the topic of angels is not even needed when studying Christianity, that no serious Christian doctrine is compromised if we ignore angels altogether. This can be disproven very easily with only a simple look at just how often angels appear in the Bible and how they drive the biblical narrative. The word translated angel occurs in 34 of the 66 books of the Bible. This includes 108 times in the Old Testament and over 165 times in the New. Angels are a major part of the biblical narrative, as they make appearances to many important men and women, take part in major events, and carry out the will of God. Just take a look at the following examples. They appear and take part in the lives of many major people throughout Scripture, such as Abraham and Jacob, the prophets, Daniel and Ezekiel, Mary, the mother of Jesus, Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, and the apostles. Just think about the resurrection in Acts chapter 12, for example. It is an angel that appears to Moses in the burning bush, an angel that leads Israel through the desert, and an angel that leads Israel in their conquest of the Promised Land. Angels take part in executing God's judgment on various people, including Sodom and Gomorrah, the Israelites, the Assyrian army, and one angel even kills Herod in Acts chapter 12, verse 23. They fight demons and evil forces, reveal and interpret divine revelation, and communicate and interpret God's will throughout the Bible. They provide guidance and direction for God's people, comfort and encourage them, guard and protect them, and even assist believers when they have prayed. It is possible that when you are suddenly delivered from danger or distress, it may have been an angel sent by God. Whenever a believer dies, angels are the ones to escort them to the place of blessedness, according to Luke chapter 16. Then we have the fact that Jesus believed in angels. This in and of itself should show us just how important angels are. Angels were heavily involved in his life. They announced his conception and birth. They were present at his birth. An angel warned Joseph that Herod the Great was going to try to kill the baby Jesus. Angels minister to Jesus immediately after Satan tries to tempt him. Angels ministered to Jesus just before his trial and crucifixion. During his trial, Jesus says that he could call down 12 legions of angels to stop his death. Angels make an appearance at his resurrection and ascension. And it is angels that will announce and accompany him when he returns, and they will assist him in gathering the elect and also assist him in Judgment Day. Pastor and scholar Sam Storm summarizes the situation well when he says, "The point is that angels were an integral part of Christ's birth, life, ministry, teaching, death, resurrection, and ascension, and will even accompany him at his second advent. Thus, to deny the reality of the angelic world is to undermine the integrity of Jesus himself." That last point is of crucial importance. Angels are so important to the work of Jesus that to disbelieve in angels or find them unimportant enough to understand is a slap to the face of Jesus himself. And not only were they important to the life of Jesus, but we find their importance throughout Scripture. Angels appear and guide believers, they interpret God's will in visions, and they execute God's judgment. As Christians, we are obligated to study these heavenly beings that God himself created and uses in the lives of believers.